Good morning, all. I need to check something real quick, guys. Okay, so that works. I'm just,
Get away from me, Will!
Love me.
Okay, good. It was telling me my sound alerts weren't working, so I figured I'd just check them. Apologies, everybody. I'm not going to get Sammy right now. He's very comfortably sitting on top of a 3D printer. Yes, you heard me correctly. Sammy is sitting on top of a 3D printer. Alrighty, away we go. Time for more Lilith. And good morning, Moon. How are you doing? I hope you're having a good day so far. I mean, if you want a reason to go grab Sammy, I do not need a reason to go and grab Sammy. After I'm done my coffee, sure. Let me enjoy the coffee without needing to worry about spilling it on him, because I would feel very bad if I spilled coffee on him. That would mean that my testicles would be removed from my body by my partner. Also, I need to pin a... I can understand that. You had a very difficult Friday/weekend. So, understandable. Let's just hope I can make it a little bit better. I pinned a comment up there if you guys want to try and answer it, or ask questions, or anything like that. Excuse me. Secured my consultation. That's awesome to hear, Moon. That is awesome. Ooh, I found a secret room. Alright, we're starting out with 12 gold. And I need to get a library. Okay, we start out with a real shit item. The exhaustion is due to seasonal depression at this point. Seasonal depression? I didn't think it was early enough for that. Apologies. I'm sorry to hear that. Depression is not fun. I have the summer version of seasonal depression. Oh! I'm sorry. I am on the opposite end of that scale. I do not suffer from seasonal depression during the summer. I suffer from it during the winter, which sucks for where I live, because summer where I live is about 2 months long and winter is about 10. Our in-between seasons are literally like a month, maybe. I live in a state that's basically Canada. I mean, fair. See, and the interesting part is, like, I've found that, like, personally for me, a lot of 95 degrees Fahrenheit was record-breaking. I have no idea what that's human body temperature. That's basically just human body temperature. That's room temperature. No, that's higher than room temperature. "35 degrees Celsius. Oh, really? 35 degrees Celsius was breaking? So, here's the thing. Where I live specifically in Canada, we get the most extreme weather shifts. Okay? In the winter, it's not uncommon for us to see negative 50 degrees Celsius. In the summer, it is not uncommon to see plus 40 degrees Celsius. So we have some of the craziest temperature scale shifts. Do y'all have aircon at least? This house that I am currently in does. But the one I grew up in at the farm did not. I didn't want to do that. Most places here don't. I imagine, though, at 35 degrees Celsius... Like, 35 degrees Celsius is shitty, for sure. Like, that's not a fun time. But it's also not, like, unholy. It's bad, for sure. I'm not gonna deny that. But it's at least where I live, it's not an unholy amount of, It's not unholy. We'll just put it that way. No, I need to get... Dry heat is better, like Texas. I was invincible in the air. I didn't know you could do that. I did not know you could be invincible in the air with how to jump. That's kind of funny. Didn't know that. Oh yeah, no. I've been in places where that's the case, where it's literally just death by overheating. It's not fun. The one thing I wanted it to blow up didn't blow up. Rat bastards. Oh, there's another key here. Well, we gotta open up the alternate pathway, so let's go do that. Because I need to, yeah. The last thing I need to do is go see Mother. But yes, my favorite book... If I go by the science fiction genre, I'm always kind of trapped between 3 series for my favorite science fiction book/series. It's the Spiral Wars, the Cassandra Kresnoff novels, and the Children of Time. All 3 of those series are fantastic, all for different reasons. The Cassandra Kresnoff novels are much more political than they are science fiction, but a lot of the stuff that they talk about is like based in science, but just science that we haven't gotten to yet, i.e., like mental uplinks and the ability to have like circuitry in your brain and being able to augment reality, like your own reality, just through your retinas. And like it's really cool. There's a lot of really cool stuff, and age treatments as well. Like there's one character in there that everyone thinks is like close to like maybe 35, and she's like 107 or something. It's a really fantastic and fascinating series. It plays a lot with human psychology as well, and like what we consider to be human and what is a human. Really, really interesting. Relatively philosophical too, which I enjoy personally. I really like philosophy. I definitely know that there are people who do not. The Spiral Wars, you guys have heard me talk about it a bunch. It's probably in my opinion, it is the best science fiction series I've ever read. Simply due to the way that they tackle basically everything. The way that they the way that they talk about everything just fits so well in my skull with the way that I would. Isn't that just if I kill things, I go faster? God damn it. Honestly, with Box of Friends, that's actually not a bad item to pick up. There's Baby Plum. Where's Panda though? He'll have an aneurysm. Also, have we decided that we're doing Raccoon Time on Thursday, or was it Wednesday? Thursday. Perfect. Good. As long as I am not bass-ackwards in what I thought we were doing. Excuse me. I need to go and find... Oh, no, wait. This is downpour 1. Never mind. Down one more? And then finally, the Children of Time series is an extremely fascinating series because it deals more with, like, biology and, like, what would happen if you tried to uplift a species. Like a human species. Or not a human, an Earth species. Like, what would happen if you tried to uplift chimps to the level of humanity, essentially? On a new planet and yada yada, like on a terraform it's I can't really do it justice by trying to explain it, but it is an absolutely amazing series of books if you like anything to do with biology and like that sort of science, as well as again like the human condition. Like they talk about the human condition so much in a lot of the books that I listen to / read, so I always find it really, really intriguing. Hello, Valkyrie. How are you doing? I hope you are doing well. We are talking about our favorite books. Yeah, please. I drank 1,400 milliliters of water yesterday. That is awesome. That is 1 liter. That's about 1.5 liters of water. That is good. That is good job. Water is good for you. The amount of water you drink also is dependent on how big you are and how much you weigh. So if you are a small human, that is probably enough water for you. I am not a small human. Granted, I am not a big human either. And that is bad. I am glad that you are drinking more water. That is good for you. Good job, Valkyrie. The amount of water that you drank in that day, Valkyrie, just as this is not me bragging or trying to make, like, point fingers. That is really awesome that you managed to drink that much, especially when you don't drink water normally, or you don't like drinking water normally. I don't want the spin thing. Chemical peel is good. Chemical peel is awesome. Drinking that much water is difficult to do, especially if you don't like drinking water. As a point of fact, though, the amount of water that you drank in that day, which is a fair amount of water, admittedly, that is a fair amount of water. That is tis a good number of the liquid milliliters. W for self-care. Yes, W for self-care. The amount of water I tend to drink is close to 4 liters. I tend to drink around 4 liters of water. So you don't drink lots of water, or you don't eat lots of food because you're lazy, is what you're saying? Like, you just don't like making food? Or what? Too much work. See, and I don't suffer from that at all. That's really interesting, actually. I like cooking. To be fair, though, I grew up in a family where, like, cooking was prized. I grew up in a family where being able to cook was a pretty prized thing. And that's totally fair. You're allowed to have a hard time doing things. But yes, I drink an absolutely excessive amount of water. I feel like I might just be dead here. Yeah. We might just be dead here. Ooh, okay, so Bozo is kind of not a bad idea because it can give us rainbow poop, but Evil Eye is also really good. But yes, Valkyrie, I don't know if you can see the pinned comment, but if you can, what is your favorite... What is your favorite book series or book? Singular. Mine was specifically to do with science fiction, because I love is Warrior Cats. Now, do you like that because of nostalgia? Do you like that because of reading? Do you like Like, why do you like that? Like, that's the thing that I really love finding out, is, like, why people like certain books. So, like, I like science fiction books, like, specifically the science fiction books I've mentioned, because they have a lot of philosophy, they're very cerebral, they require a lot of brain power to read. And I find things that make me think much more entertaining than things that are just bubblegum. And that's totally fair. If that's why you like it, that's why you like it. See, and that in and of itself is a fantastic and fascinating reason to like it in the first place. There's a lot of people out there who do grow up in relatively sheltered / religious households, and they would be appalled by that book. I know a couple people that are like that. They would be absolutely appalled by... Oh, I wanted to go and drop a bomb, but my speed killed me. I know of it. I've never read it. It was 3 writers under a pseudonym. Alright, I guess I'm just starting over. Warriors is one of those books that I personally, like, I tried reading it when I was younger. I really did. And it never clicked for me. And I think the reason it never clicked for me is because I was already, like, so... Like, my brain was so based in science just because of, like, what I grew up reading and how I grew up learning. That I was kind of... For lack of a better term, I was basically poisoned against it. Like, one of the things that I always, like, tell people... that a lot of people find really strange and I find really funny. So, because they believe it to be Judgment Day? Yeah. So one of the things that I always tell people, and a lot of people find kind of funny, so I never went to elementary school, or I didn't really go to elementary school. I went to grade 1 to 3, I believe. And then the rest of the time I was homeschooled. But the type of homeschooling that my parents decided to do, because they were crafters and they went to craft shows a lot, so I learned a lot about business and I learned a lot about economics just because I was going to craft shows with them, and rather than them just going, oh yeah, this is what we do, this is how you make money, they explained everything to us like we were adults, not children. So we got a crash course in basically how to run a business very, very quickly. As well as a lot of other, like, just good life skills, banking, like that sort of thing, filing taxes. Anyway, point being, the way that they taught was basically, if there is something out there that we can't teach you because we just do not have the education to, i.e. a lot of the sciences, my parents were just like, you have access to a computer and the internet. Here are the resources that we know of that will help you, i.e. did you guys know that Harvard puts every single one of their lectures? Exactly, yes. And that's a super important thing to do, too. But did you know that Harvard puts every single one of their lectures online? Like, you can just go watch their lectures online. You don't get any credits for it, but the lectures are there. So I, as a young kid, was fascinated. I was absolutely fascinated with genetics as a very, very, very young kid, reading the X-Men specifically. I was fascinated with genetics because genetics was how we got superheroes in that. So as a young boy, I was like, oh, I'm gonna learn about genetics because that sounds really cool. And then I'd go and watch a lecture that was put on by a Harvard professor on genetics, and I wouldn't understand anything. So I'd be like, okay, I don't understand this. But here's this thing that he's talking about that seems to be something that everyone understands and gets, is like a basic principle. So I'd go and look that thing up, and lo and behold, there'd be another lecture on that specific principle, and I'd be like, okay, cool, so I'd watch that one and I wouldn't understand it either. But then, I basically just worked myself down the tree to the point that I understood things, and then worked my way back up the tree. So by the time I went to high school, I had a university-level understanding of biology, genetics, chemistry, which was really fascinating to me. Like, it was just my hyperfixation for 12 years, or whatever, for 8 years. Well, and see, like, that was my thing, though, is, like, I'm one of those people that is absolutely, ungodly thirsty for information, like, all the time. Like, if I don't understand something, it bugs the shit out of me. So I have to understand it. Like, I have to pull it apart, reorganize it, dissect it, re-dissect it, write notes, dissect it a third time, take my own notes, rip them apart, understand why I wrote notes the way I wrote them. Because that was me writing in a frantic, trying to just learn and cram everything into my head. So they're really disorganized, so I need to go and relearn it a second time just so that I understand my own notes. And that's just how I function. That is just how I function. But it was so much fun to have the bots yelling at each other. And I agree with, hello! You didn't miss much, I've only been live for 30 minutes. But I agree, it's an extremely fascinating way to learn, and it's just how I learned. And it's one thing that a lot of people, like when I went to high school, there was a lot of teachers and a lot of people that found it extremely aggravating because there was a lot of times that they'd be teaching us something. So I don't know if you guys know this, but when you are teaching the sciences, you basically lie to people. Because it's the easiest way to get concepts into people's heads without telling them all of the things that are also in there, but you can't really explain yet. If that makes sense. So, like, one of the biggest things is, like, you know, there are certain concepts that you run into in the sciences where you're like, oh yeah, this is how this works. And it's like, it's not really how it works, but we gotta tell you that that's how it works right now just because it won't make sense any other way, essentially. So I ended up pissing off a lot of teachers because I was the actually kid, essentially, when I was in high school. Because they'd be trying to explain a concept to a bunch of people who definitely didn't understand the concept, where I did. And then I'd just be like, that's not how that works at all. And then I'd explain how it actually worked, and they'd be like, okay, but you need to stop doing that because no one else, like none of your other classmates, are going to understand that. And to me, it was just a basic principle. To me, it was something that I just understood. But to everyone else, it was not. And it's probably one of the most aggravating and annoying things for me personally. It's one of the things that I found extremely aggravating, and it had nothing to do with the teachers, but it had everything to do with the people that I was learning with. That's awesome. That's awesome to hear, dude. Man, I'm playing like dog water today. Yeah, that sucks. That sucks. Having your car be that gone that long just sucks, doesn't matter who you are. Yeah, $200 for any sort of thing going on with a vehicle, that's a win. Unless you're doing the work yourself, that's a huge win. And with it being a Mazda, I would not want to do the work myself. No offense to people who like Mazdas, but I am not a huge fan of them. The only car that I like from Mazda is the RX-7 and RX-8. Because they use the magical Dorito engine. And they completely fixed my ABS sensor and harness. Dude, that's awesome. Also, I realize I just used some dumb car guy lingo. Does anyone know what the magical Dorito engine is? Or am I just speaking out my ass and there's only like one person or nobody in chat that's going to... No one knows what the magical Dorito engine is? The magical Dorito engine is a Wankel engine or a rotary engine. So most engines run with pistons going up and down or left or like in a V shape, or you sometimes have a boxer engine like in most Subaru STI or WRX, where the pistons go this way, like they go in and out. And then you have inlines where they go like this, and then you have V-style engines where they do this. And then you have boxer engines where they try and rip the engine apart. And then you have something called a Wankel engine, or a rotary engine. And a rotary engine is basically a fucking triangle that spins. It has no pistons in it whatsoever. It's just a triangle that spins. And it has 3 phases, so it has a compression phase up here, or an injection phase here. When it comes up to the top, that's the compression phase. It comes down to the side, that same triangle phase comes down to the side, spark plug ignites the gas mixture, which then fires it around, and then it has an exhaust port down at the bottom. But while it's doing that, the other 2 sides are going through those steps simultaneously. So it's like one triangle is technically 3 pistons, and then you can stack like 4 or 5 triangles in a line, so suddenly you've got like, you know, 3, 6, 9, you can have 12 pistons in this tiny little box, essentially. Pistons, quote unquote. And they're really cool, but they scream. They scream like a jet engine taking off. Like most cars, like a really, really good high-end sports car will top out at like, I think they'll have a rev limiter at like, what? 6,000 RPM, 7,000 RPM. That's like the idle speed for a rotary engine. The idle speed is like 7,000 RPM. And like high gear ratio RPM is like 1,200 RPM. Like they just, or 12,000 RPM. Like they just scream. They sound like a jet engine taking off. It's so funny. Also, I apologize to everyone that I just info dumped way too much car information. Oh look, you uncovered another hyperfixation. Good job, people. Ouch. You gotta wait till Wednesday to have it dropped off? I don't fucking want clicker! The only reason you JX tuned in is because you mentioned Power Hammer and his attention was glued. Man, I love that Power Hammer. It's such a good machine. I'm glad that he enjoyed it. Yeah, they're such a really cool... if he wants to look up another really cool Power Hammer design, tell him to go look up a Tire Hammer. There is a specific Power Hammer that's designed to be like home built, using a tire, like a rubber tire. And they are one of the more ingenious things I've ever seen. I would build one if I had the facilities to. But they are an absolutely fascinating machine. Okay, yeah, so they just fix your car some more, essentially. So yeah, so you'll just drop it off and be like, "Hey, fix it," essentially. Ouch. Also, chat, are we going for devil or angel deals today? I've already got spectral and piercing, so angel. That's pretty awesome. I've only ever owned like old cars, so I've never had that experience ever. So it's also why I've had to learn how to fix cars myself, is because going to see a mechanic. Lag spike? There shouldn't have been a lag spike. I don't see any frames dropped or anything. Two of spades, I mean, I'll take it. Two of hearts is useful, just not right now. Two of diamonds is useful. Two of spades again. Wheel of fortune. I'm gonna hold on to the two of diamonds because we could use that as a... Alright, we're going for angel deals, so I don't even need to walk in there. Let's go! Also, just as a heads up for everybody in chat, relatively soon, I believe next week will be, I'll still be streaming up until... Yeah, no, I'll still stream next week, and then the week after that, I'm gonna be gone again. I'm going and me and my partner are taking some time just for ourselves to go and hide away from society. And then I will probably be back in and around that time. Like, I'll probably be back after a week, essentially. Or around a week. It might be a couple days extra. Just as a heads up for everybody. This has basically been the only bit of vacation time I have managed to piece away for the last couple of weeks. Yeah, it's gonna be good. We haven't had basically any time to have a vacation this summer, so I'm really looking forward to it. Okay, you little frick. Ugh. And we're gonna try. Yes. We are definitely going to try to enjoy ourselves as much as we possibly can. Sorry. An unusual thing that I think most people don't like what I do is I'm very interested in seeing human perspectives that show extremism with any idea. with any idea ends badly, especially with ideologies that I believe. I don't think this year is going to suck as much, personally. I really do not think it is going to suck as much. Everyone thinks it will, which is a hope, I know, but I'm relatively positively minded. Relatively positively, yeah, that's a set sentence there, Keith. What the oh my god, there was a fucking invisible shithead there. God damn it. God damn it, Bobby. Also, no, I have not watched King of the Hill. I just know that that's a fucking line. Gotta head out, have a great rest of the stream. I will, Valkyrie. You have a wonderful time. So, Isaac, I pinned a question up at the top if that is something that you are interested in talking about. It is something that I always like finding out, because it's my way of finding more book recommendations, essentially. I don't really want that item. I'm gonna go die and I'm gonna go find a new item. Or I'm just gonna hit R. I don't want to deal with seller. There we go. I'll leave the time alone. I'll leave everything alone. I just don't want to deal with seller. And it can be any book. Like that's the fun part for me is like Moonglows was the Warriors, like the Warriors, the Cats book series, like where it's a bunch of cats and they have tribes. Because I think there was a couple different series like that. There was one that was also owls, I think. Is that euthanasia? No, it's adrenaline panic power. Less a fan. Euthanasia. And I'm sure everyone else is getting tired of hearing my same recommendations for books constantly. Just kill all of. Though I do have a book recommendation of a book series that I personally, there were some things that I couldn't look past in it. But it in and of itself was a very, very good series of books. It's called Red Rising. That's the first book. And then I think the second one is Golden Sun. And Golden Sun as in, like, S-O-N, not S-U-N. A lot of people love it. It's won, like, some pretty serious awards. There were some things in it that I couldn't look past, as it is a science fiction, and there is, like, space travel and all that sort of shit in it. I couldn't look past some of the things to do with space because it just aggravates me. Like when someone sits there and goes, "Oh, we have artificial gravity," I just go, "Okay, so you have space magic." And that's my opinion on it. I know there's a lot of people like don't get me wrong, I love Star Trek. Oh, that sounds actually quite interesting. I am a fan of those stories. So like I don't think I would dislike that. We've got 2 drugs already, guys. We're gonna be spun in no time. Also, I was gonna say, Moonglow, thank you for the invite to your server. I completely forgot to say that sooner. I will attempt to be as active in it as I can. Anyone who's actually been a part of my server knows that I am not an active Discord user. I try to be, but I fail quite miserably at it most of the time. Alright. I'm gonna have to pause here for a second, guys. I really need to run to the washroom. I'm gonna grab Sammy for you so he can talk to you. Excuse me. So, un momento, por favor. Big, giant 3D printer sitting. Talk to them. Okay, I don't know if you guys can actually see it back here. This giant key right here. That's what Sammy's been sitting on. Also, I have another question that I just thought up. How does everyone feel about hunting? Hunting large game, hunting small game. Genuine question. Not gonna judge you if you dislike it or like it. I'm just curious. Because this is another rabbit hole that I have, like, dove down full throttle. Trying to learn everything I possibly can about it. Doesn't mean you can't have an opinion on it, but I am curious. Because I know of a couple people that really dislike me when I say that I want to start hunting. That just looks like free hearts. Or not at all. Damn. Well, get your f***ing leeches out of here, you little shitbag. We're on downpour 1? Okay, cool. Still gotta go find my item room. So yeah, I've done a little... I guess I shouldn't say I have done no hunting. I've done a little bit of hunt... Ooh. Brother Bobby! Okay, cool. That's actually really good. Conjoined on Lilith can actually be super good. And I think I can get it actually by... force. I think I can force myself into conjoined if I can just duplicate Brother Bobby enough time. Ow. 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 Oh, there goes my devil deal. Latchkey, super nice. Bada bing, bada boom. We got 3 keys. I'm gonna go... I can't get anything from the shop, so... Also, I'm assuming, Moon, that you are still here, but you are just kind of relaxing. So, have a good lurk. Enjoy the tools of the forge. I don't know if you are here to hear that, but enjoy them. Or if you have started streaming, because I have not gotten any notification. You have started streaming. Good job. Also, I wish Panda was here, because I know for a fact that, like, my question about, like, what someone's favorite book would be, he would just... Ooh, I don't know if that's a good one. I know for a fact he would have just some absolutely fucking cursed answer. If I know Panda well enough, he will have just some randomly very cursed answer about what the best book is. Full heart, yay. Alright. So, the goal is to get to Mother today, and I'm not quite sure how I'm gonna do it. I'm completely honest. This is gonna be a... I also am unsure of if I can even, like... get there. But no, one of the reasons that I was asking about hunting is because I want to start hunting more, because I haven't really done a lot of it. I've only ever done a little bit of like goose hunting. But I want to start hunting more for the simple fact that it's much cheaper than buying meat. Like much, much cheaper than buying meat. And you can get a fair amount of meat out of one deer. Which is something to me that just kind of makes sense. Like, it makes more sense to try and actually get, you know, your food for relatively cheap, comparatively. I do not want a devil deal, so we're going to bomb our way into here. Bada bing, bada boom. And then we're gonna go and see if we can get the blanket after we get this. I am not looking forward to trying to do this room. Because these little red guys abso-fucking-lutely suck. Cool. Got that one. Now I gotta make it through this one. Yeah, no, we're gonna try and keep you guys 8 miles away from me. Cool. Grab our item. Do I think I can beat that boss? I don't. It'd be really nice to be able to beat the boss, but I know I can't. I am not that good at this game. Just plain and simple. Not that good. So, I guess what we're gonna do is we're gonna head out, we're gonna go to the boss room, we're gonna finish out this floor. Whoa. And move on to the next one. Alrighty. So, I'm hoping to get conjoined. That's kind of what I'm aiming for. I want to try and get conjoined. Yeah. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. Get away. Man, they frickin' stay in the air forever. The shots that they fire just stay in the air forever. Oh, there's an item in here? Oh, God, I need to get that. Like, I need to get a bomb. Straight up, I need a bomb. That is way too good of an item to just, like, pass up. Tech? Red candle's really good. Can't use it, but it's really good. That's the boss right there. I want to try and find the item room first, because that's just a free item as well. Like, I gotta get a bomb. Like, bad. I don't know if Little Horn, or not Little Horn, like Hornfell drops a bomb. Oh, fuck. Oh, I got Dark Bum. Okay, that's actually really, really helpful. Because I do not have a lot of red HP. So we can try and abuse that. Go for it, Dark Bum. Go, Dark Bum, go! Drugs, lockdown. God damn it. Dark Bum, you asshole. Go get that one too. Alright. Alright, 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 alright. Thank you for dying quickly. So yeah, I think the goal here is to get Devil's useful. We're gonna do it right now, actually. Just give ourselves some damage. Try and get rid of these guys quickly. So yeah, the goal I would like to accomplish... Ooh! Lost contact, lost contact, lost contact, lost contact. Baby, yes. Lost contact is super useful for the mother fight. Super useful just in general, too. Trying to get the spiders deaded already. We gotta try and get as many red hearts as physically possible. That's money. Okay. We're gonna probably come back for at least one of those. But right now, we gotta go get lasers. I don't know if lasers work with lost contact. I don't care. I like lasers. Because now I have infinite range. Which is extremely useful. Go get it, buddy. Alright, we're gonna just go and fight the boss. Oh boy. Yeah, I don't even know how to avoid that. God damn it. We're probably gonna lose this. Yeah. Damn it, that would have been so good. I just didn't have a way to dodge that at all. Alright, well, on to the next one. I think lost contact would have been better there, like just keeping the lost contact and not taking the lasers. Because I don't think the lasers proc lost contact. I think that is their one thing that sucks about it, is they don't proc lost contact. Oh well. Alright. So we can't see our own health. I mean, I know how much health I have because it's the start of the level, or start of the game. We've got a black heart and a half, and then a red heart. And I don't really know what I'm looking for a build right now. I mean, I'd love to find, like, some crazy overpowered build, but even, like, just getting some tech. I love the tech builds. Tech builds are so fun. Whether it's Tech X, Tech 1, Tech 2, I like all of them. Tech 2 is a little bit painful because it cuts your DPS in half. Like, it cuts your actual damage in half. But other than that, it's pretty good. I also am slowly getting used to using Incubus. Still not a huge fan of it. I also got to do all of the challenges still, which I'm not really looking forward to. Challenges can be multiplayer. That might be something to do during the Raccoon stream, is just try and do all the challenges. Ooh, wait. Got my bomb back. Keith, why'd you walk straight into that? Do you have an opinion on hunting Moon? I suppose it would also depend on the variation of on the flavor of Moon that we're getting today. As I know, opinions change. Yes, hunting animals. Hunting humans is a completely different question.
Puberty.
Also, the hunting humans was a joke. I promise. I'm not a serial killer. Could be right there. Man, what a shitty set of items. Yeah, like, I want to start hunting more. Okay. See, and that tends to be, like, the general thoughts, I think. Like, I know some people who are just, like, horribly against it, that are like, you know, hunting is completely unfair. You know, the only way that, you know, humans should be able to hunt is if the playing field is even. Right, you know, until, like, the deer get guns, you're not allowed to hunt the deer. And every time I hear arguments like that, I just kind of, like, I lose a little bit of faith in people, because, like, the whole thing with, like, natural selection and, like, anything like that is, it's specialized. Like, that's how it works. That's how hunting in nature works, is, like, each animal creature is specialized to either avoid or be good at hunting. Humans just happen to use our brain to hunt rather than claws and teeth. Exactly, and that's another huge thing too that a lot of people don't realize, is a lot of hunting is about population. It's why limits exist. It's why like there's a limit on how many geese you can shoot, or a limit on how many deer you can shoot. And it all has to... God, I want to take Diplopia so bad. I might take it just so we can get some Devil Deal items for free. If I get my Devil Deal. Now looking at it, because I need protection first. That to be a different person's problem for a second. Okay, I'm not going to make the mistake. I'm going to pick Diplopia up right now, and I'm going to put it back down. Magician is going to be very, very, very... So, my thing with hunting is I enjoy hunting, and I enjoy... Fishing garners the same feelings. Yeah, and that's the thing. Hunting, fishing, as long as you're doing it for the right reasons, essentially, like you're trying to feed yourself, 110% go for it. The only thing that ever really bothers me is when people do not follow limit. There are limits on fishing, and that's just how it goes. Plain and simple. There's limits on fishing, there's limits on hunting, and you need to follow those limits. And where I live, specifically in Canada, the First Nations, the natives, or whatever you want to call them, do not have those limits. They're just allowed to hunt, fish, shoot, whatever the hell they want, whenever the hell they want, and they can kill however much of it they want. And most of the time, that makes sense because a lot of those people are still subsistence hunters, so they actually hunt so that they have food for the entire year. And a lot of the times you can't do that throughout the entire year unless you don't have a limit on how many things you and fish, which is understandable, but a lot of them push it over the edge. Like, I know an entire, like, group of people that have almost completely decimated or, like, killed off the entire fish population of a lake because they say that they're subsistence fishing, when in reality they're just doing it because they can. Which is aggravating for someone like who really enjoys fishing and now cannot go fish at that lake anymore because the government literally went, no one's allowed to fish here because the fish population is essentially null and void. Which makes me sad. But no, I believe totally that if you're going to go hunting, it should be done with the utmost respect, and you should be trying to do it in a way that lets you use as much of the animal as you possibly can. There are certain things that I'm not going to eat out of the animal just because I don't know how to process it. And if I did know how to process it, I probably would eat it. Like, I know how to process a lot of the standard meat from any given animal. Chicken, beef, deer, goose. I know how to process all of that food. Some of it you don't want to process and eat because it's just, like, dangerous and, like, just not good for you. Oh, I'm fucking dead. And that's totally fair. You're allowed to have your own shtick, right? If you don't like meat, then don't eat meat and don't hunt. Like, and that's totally chill. Hello, Daniel. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. I'm head to the store, no problem. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you get some good food. I should still be streaming. I'm streaming till like noon today, so. That does not fix your sleep schedule. That just makes you more tired. Best thing to do to fix your sleep schedule is to just try and go to sleep at the proper time. And I mean that literally, like, even if you're, like, not super tired. Vegetarianism is totally chill. Okay. I guess so. If that is the flavor of how you're doing it that you're going for, then do it, I guess. And yeah, it really depends too, because like a lot of people, like I like eating meat. I could be a vegetarian, I think. I just wouldn't be very happy about it. Because I like the taste, flavor, texture, all of it. Okay, cool. That's actually kind of cool, Daniel. By limited options, you just mean like in terms of like texture and flavor? Like what are the meats that you can't eat or that you don't like eating? Like that's kind of my biggest question. Because I can guarantee that there are other alternatives, both non-meat products and meat products that are better. Like my biggest thing, and one of the things for me is like I prefer to eat wild meat than I do like store-bought or grown meat. Red meat is the issue. Okay, so you have a hard time with red meat. Is it the texture or flavor or what is it? That's pretty cool, Daniel. That sounds like that'd be actually really cool to have. Because I also don't know, like, all of the above. Okay. So I don't know how expensive meat is where you live. And what types of meat are expensive. Because not liking red meat is pretty chill. Like, I know a lot of people that don't like red meat. Do you have a problem with pork? And I ask for genuine reasons, because, like, I found that, like, I like steak, I like red meat. I really do like red meat, and I like steak, and I like all of that. However, my body does not. I have a very hard time eating a lot of that stuff, just because my body says no. And it doesn't like digesting it. But I found that eating wild meat, i.e., or even farmed meat that is traditionally wild, i.e., like bison, I deal a lot better with. I can do pork. So, like, one of the things that I tend to, like, tell people is, like, if you have the ability to try bison meat, I would genuinely say try it. If you haven't tried bison already. I believe in some places too you can also get farmed deer meat, like farmed deer, essentially. And that's also another one. I don't know, again, I don't know how expensive it is. That's the thing too, though, is so some bison is extremely gamey and some bison is not. And it's just figuring out, like, where and how. So, like, the thing for me is the lady that I go to get my bison, she's been farming bison for, God, like, 15, 20 years. And their bison are super well taken care of. And they're free range, so they just get to eat whatever the shit they want.
2 of diamonds.
Which is really awesome. Like, she does a very, very good job of taking care of her animals and making sure that they are treated properly, well, and correctly. Also, question for everybody. I know that I kind of put in the Discord that I did a Diplo. I died with that, I'm pretty sure. Oh no, I didn't die. Oh well, I'm fucking stupid. Well, sucks to suck for me. I got talking. I genuinely gaslit myself into thinking that that was last. I was like, I didn't get that. I promise I'm intelligent. I just might need more coffee. Anywho. What was I saying now? Oh, yeah, one of the things that you can also look up is, like, if you're good with pork, then honestly, stay with pork. Like, that's just how it works. Like, pork is good. So is chicken. I don't know if you can do chicken, but chicken is a good time. Also, I feel like this is very funny. Chicken is so yummy. As long as you like chicken, man. Chicken's good for you. Oh my god, bird's eye chili. I fucking love this item. Oh my god. So, another fun thing to do, if you like chicken, or if you like any sort of meat like that, you can basically substitute chicken for almost anything. In, like, any recipe. You want to do pulled pork, do pulled chicken. Same shit. Tastes just as good. Have you ever had a smoked chicken breast? You want to make pork chops again? Have you ever tried duck? Duck breasts? Duck is pretty good. Duck is too greasy? I have never had a greasy piece of duck before. Maybe that's just me. It also depends on the breed, too. All the duck that we've got, we've shot, so might be a little bit different. Oh my god. Hello, Dark Bum. Give me HP. Goose is gross. Goose is also red meat, by the way. Just so you know, goose and duck are technically red meat. They are not white meat. you cook goose all the way through, but you treat it like red meat. In terms of like seasoning it, softening it, and cooking it. Outside of you need to cook it all the way through because salmonella thing. And that is something that a lot of people don't realize. They try and cook it like chicken, and it does not work the same. Turkey, duck, I just know I don't like turkey, duck, goose, lamb. Really? I don't mind lamb. I'm okay with it. I don't love it, admittedly. But I'm okay with it. Ouch. See, and that's also the possibility. We're also talking about a specific flavor of the tism too that can cause some very differing issues for some people. So like for me, and Moonglow is probably going to hate me for this or think it's really funny. So my flavor of tism does make me very adverse to certain textures. Okay. But yeah, so for me personally, I have the problem where like there are definitely certain foods and textures that I absolutely hate. That's totally fair. There are definite foods and like flavors that I hate, but I'm one of those people that also like if I find something that I'm like, "Oh yeah, like I don't like this." But I'll try it like 4 or 5 times to make sure I don't like it. Which I've learned some people find excessively annoying. Like, one of the biggest things for me is, like, sushi. I fucking hated sushi. I hated the idea of eating raw fish. Like, just every part of my brain, because of where I live, said, nope, eating raw fish real bad for you because raw fish has parasites. Lots of them where I live. So I was brought up on, do not eat raw fish the same way that, like, a lot of people are brought up on, you know, don't eat fucking raw chicken. Same idea, like, same level of, like, fear of it. So when people go and eat sushi, I would lose my mind. I'd be like, how? Like, how do you eat the sushi? But then I met my partner, and she fucking loves sushi, so I was made to try it. And I was like, I still don't like this. My brain is telling me not to eat it. Whether I know it's safe or not, my brain is telling me, do not eat the raw goddamn fish. And the funny part is after a while, after trying it a bunch, yeah, and I did not do that. I literally just every time we went for sushi or we went for some sort of food like that and there was sushi on the menu, I would order the same piece of sushi every single time. I would order the same red snapper sushi every single time. Guess what? I like sushi now. Specifically, or I like some sushi. I don't like all sushi. I still cannot eat salmon or tuna just because I don't like the taste of salmon or tuna. I've tried it in every different form I possibly can, and I can't eat it. It's too fishy to me. You found you really like salmon? That's good. But yeah, it's too fishy for me. I could not eat it. So the obsession with air frying, Daniel, is that it uses way less fat. It uses way less oil and fats. Crab takes way too much effort to eat. I mean, fair. Lobsters are a scam because the rich like them. That's genuinely it. But yeah, a lot of people are gung-ho about specifically air fryers because they use less fat. That's really it. They use less oil, and that is a huge thing in the United States and Canada. Is everyone is obsessed with like cutting down their cholesterol and like their oil and like all the stuff that could possibly make them fat, essentially. That is the huge demarcation of why air fryers have become such a prevalent thing. Yes. See, and that's the thing, too, is getting fruit where I live is really hard. So, like, where you live, it's relatively warm year-round, I'm assuming, Daniel. Where you live, it's relatively warm year-round, correct? Fruit and food can grow relatively all year round. There is one farmer's market in my entire city, and it is tiny. But you also need to remember, Daniel, where I live, the only place that grows fruit in Canada is BC, is the Okanagan. And it only gets to grow for basically 2 months. We get fresh fruit for about 3 months out of the year. Because the rest of the time, it's fucking winter. Where I live is genuinely an ice ball. So, same here. It's just our farms are industrialized. Like, that's the problem. So, if you want to have a farm, where I live, you need to be like a multi-millionaire. Yeah, we don't. If you want to have a relatively successful farm where I live that actually like makes you money, Daniel, you need to basically own, I can't remember what the number was. It was like it's close to almost 100 to 200 square kilometers of farmland. Oh no, we inherit land too. It's just the land that we inherit is so massive. Yeah, and that's the problem here too, is like our culture isn't that old. Like our culture is maybe 300 years old. And with farming too, so like, I grew up on a farm. And if you want to do anything with a farm and not be in debt for the rest of your life, you need to have so much... Yep. Ours does not. At all. Canada and, like, the United States are actually relatively... how do I put it? Are relatively uncultured in the sense of... Our culture is not very old. It really isn't. Hey, what do you want, Cheeto? Also, I need to die. Give you a... Yeah, getting a... Like, having an actual farm here that isn't just, like, to feed yourself is very, very difficult. You can have a garden, for sure, that can feed you for quite a while. And maybe even a little bit through the winter. And that's totally fair. Whereas, like, a lot of the farming that happens in my country is very, very, very industrialized. It's a business. It's not a lifestyle. It is a business. And you need to treat it as such. Most of the farmers here, most of the really, truly successful farmers here are, like, multi-millionaires. And they're multi-millionaires because they're businessmen. For the love of the game. No, man, I love growing my own food. Like, we have a little garden in the city where I live. Oh yeah, and where I live, it is very heavily industrial. Camel pants, not really worth it. Hey, Cheeto. Claws out of me. Yeah, it's definitely one of those things where I wish I could, like, properly explain it to people. Because the amount of, like, scale that happens... Well, and that's the thing, too, is our country is not used to seasonal. Even though we are probably one of the most seasonal countries, most people in Canada do not understand what a seasonal thing is. Right? They just expect to be able to go and buy the ingredients and buy the shit that they want to buy all day, every day, all year. And it's sad, but true. Like, that's just how it is. And that's the thing, though, is, like, most of the fruit that we get is imported. God, I'm fucking having a horrible time. I'm gonna be right back, guys. Give me 2 seconds. I will leave you with Sammy. I gotta go feed this cat, because she's just clawing the shit out of me. Alrighty, we're back. Cat is fed. Cat has been fed. Ah! And like that's the truth too, is like you can use greenhouses to make fruit and food grow out of season. Like, are you still going to be going to college, like, in your country, or where are you going to college? We gotta do it. You're going outside of Palestine to study? Depends on where you're going, then. Like, if you're still going to places, like, in Europe, a lot of places in Europe still kind of follow that, like, kind of more traditional creed of you can find stuff that's seasonal, and, like, you can only really find it when it's seasonal, which is really nice. It's really only if you come to the States or Canada when it starts to become a much bigger issue. And don't get me wrong, the convenience of being able to find certain things out of season is nice. Like, being able to get apples is nice. Because I know in California, like, California and, like, some lower states, some lower places in the States do have basically summer most of the year round, or their winters are so mild that they can still grow food. I need to get some more knockback. Seedless tangerines, yeah, they're kind of weird. I don't like oranges or tangerines or anything like that, so I'm not really the person to talk to about that, but yeah. Also, Daniel, I don't know if you answered the question about, a favorite book. Or book series that I posed to everybody. Answered it on a previous stream. I do not remember it then. Apologies. Also, do you have a favorite genre of book? So, like, I prefer science fiction over fantasy, though I do like some fantasy books. Well, okay, science fiction, not like scientific, like textbooks. Hey. So my only goal here is to try and get soy milk to work. Which it might not on it, the way things are going. I need to get some damage and I need to get more health. Really, truly is the thing that I need. All Champions mod next. All champions could be really interesting. Bada bing, bada boom. Yeah, the ultimate hard mode mod, that's terrifying. Ultimate hard mode would just, it would make Black Candle, like, immediately the most useful thing you could possibly get. I mean, just pick away at it slowly. You banned Black Candle. I mean, understandable. It kind of makes sense. Like, the whole concept of the mod is to make it really, really fucking difficult. Auto rerolls into a different item. Ah. You know, instead of making it a an auto reroll, what you could try and do is make it closer to like blue candle or red candle, where it's just like an active item, so you can get rid of all the curses for like one floor or one level. No, you rat bastard! Stupid leech killed me. Man, I'm having a hard time with this game today. Fair. But the XL curse isn't one that, like, is super terrible. Like, I'm talking about ones that are really bad. Into an active? Yeah. Just kill me. Alright. As much as I hate to say it, guys, I might just be done for the day. I need to go and get ready for work. I work at noon. Improve your luck stat. Yeah, honestly. I'm gonna call her quits here, guys. I need to go and get ready for work. I did not realize what time it was. I apologize. But we're gonna go raid somebody really quickly. So thank you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.